Ruben, I've just said smiles all round, I think, and it feels like finally everything falls into place and you get a result that matches the performance.
Yeah, and after this week, we try to show a little bit the future. We deal with the problems of the present, and then in the end, we had this game with our supporters. I think was a very good game for us. We are going to the next stage, and we have to focus on the next game.
Brilliant performances all round, but none less than Bruno Fernandes, who, I mean, how many more brilliant things can we say about your captain?
Yeah, he's proving every game, but I just want to point all the team. Casemiro did a great game after 2 intense games, and play again. It was so important. Rasmus without scoring, but the work rate that he puts on the games. Josh is improving. Everybody knows without eating. So I think the whole team did a great job.
Spoken about your team potentially sometimes being a little bit anxious, maybe not being brave enough. A result like tonight does wonders for their confidence, doesn't it? To show that the system works, to show that they're capable of playing.
Not just the result. The way we play, we suffer a goal, and we continue to play the same way. Sometimes we press really high. We are improving, and we are understanding that this is a different competition, that the opponent is different. We use a lot of physicality today. Against Lyon is going to be different. They have the physicality, so we are learning about our team and about how to win games in different competitions.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Patrick, finally Manchester United get what they deserve, a brilliant performance and a great result.
Yeah, finally, and very good to get in front of the home crowd, and at Old Trafford was really good atmosphere and really good win.
You bring real energy to this side. How important do you think it is to have that outlet with you down the left?
I think it's important for the whole team to bring energy. Obviously, I bring a lot today as well, but I think the whole team was full of energy, and from the first minute, you could already hear from the crowd as well that everyone was up for it.
And the confidence that seems to grow in you as the game went on. Once the penalty had been overturned, and you sort of get the second penalty, and then it goes to 3-1, and you can sort of see that freedom come into your game.
Yeah, it was. I think after we scored 3-1, it was the game was much open, and it was much easier to play. And when we play with good teammates and they can find you in behind and in the feet, it's easy to play.
Speaking of good teammates, talk to me about what it's like to play with the likes of Bruno Fernandes, who can find you anywhere on the pitch, and Casemiro, who's exactly the same.
It's obviously nice to play with these players. They have so much quality on the ball, and yeah, it's easy for other players to connect with them.
You just keep making the runs and hope that they find you, right?
Yeah, and they're finding me well, so I will just keep doing it.
Are we going to see more of that shooting ability from you? You came close on a couple of occasions tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, I think Bruno needs to teach me a little bit, but it will come soon.
Patrick, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Diogo, there have been some really good performances from Manchester United in recent times. Then maybe you haven't got the result that you deserved tonight. It absolutely felt like you got exactly what you deserved.
Yeah, I think it was a complete performance, in my opinion. Obviously, we started a little bit bumpy with the penalty, but I think even after the penalty, you saw that we kept calm. We keep doing exactly what we planned. I mean, we could have scored more, but in terms of performance, really happy what we did today, and go through. I think that was the main goal for us.
Has that taken a little bit of confidence for this squad to be able to stick to the plan, because it's quite different to what you've had to do previously?
Yeah, there was something that, especially what I said to them in the end of the game in the stadium, get used to this feeling, get used to the fans of finishing the game and staying here to applaud you. A good feeling around the people that are with us every single game. It's just trying to keep this consistent. I know it's been difficult also to be a Man United supporter the last couple of months, but we are giving everything so we can change the situation, and I think today we give one more good step towards the direction we want to go.
Both you and Bruno Fernandes have been absolutely standout in terms of your preparation and your availability for this team. I think it's appreciated by everybody that comes and watches football. How important do you think that has been in terms of how successful that you've been in this team is down to your preparation?
I think we've been, obviously, as a team, been through difficult times, and obviously with a lot of injuries, you have to become a little bit more obsessed about being available, because I think ultimately for you to be competitive you need a full squad, and when you don't get that, it's a little bit of alarming for the other players, because we don't have a lot of options. So obviously everybody's individual, we only have our own way to do things, but it's something that we always try to be fit. I think to be able to play for this club for the amount of games that we are playing, I think you need to have that type of mentality, and then you need to perform well. That's also important.
I can't let you go without talking to you about your goal. Arriving late in the penalty area, rifled it into the roof of the net. Good finish?
Very good finish. I mean, very good pass from Rasmus. He saw it really well. I think it's a team goal, because Chris does the movement on the first post and drags a little bit of the defenders. But it just shows that football can change from a moment to another, and now all of a sudden the ball starts going into the net. I think that's the most important thing from us. We can go home with 4 goals and take this momentum to Sunday. Thank you very much.
Can I ask about Patrick Dorgu, about his performance? He seems to have good end products as well, but also the fact that he was seen telling the referee they didn't think it was a penalty when he won. I mean, that kind of, as a manager, do you like to see that sportsmanship?
It depends. It's the right thing. It's the right thing to do. So I'm quite proud of him. But it depends. I cannot say if he's 0-0 or losing if I have the same response. So he did well. He did a great performance. He was improving during the game. So he's learning a lot in that position. He has the physicality. He's clearly able to play in our league. So it was a good game and a good action from Dorgu.
Ruben, we speak a lot about Bruno Fernandes and people criticising him, we've said before. But today, when you're losing and you need someone to step up, he's done it again. Could you just explain what he brings to your performance?
I think it's not just the team, it's the club. We already spoke about Bruno a lot of times. We know that he sometimes is frustrated. We know that he wants to win so bad that sometimes when the things are not, we are not playing well, he's changing position and go after the ball, and sometimes he needs to trust a little bit more in his teammates to allow him to do their job and help him also to play better. But when we need it, he's always there. In a set pieces, he can change position, he can bring the ball forward, he can score goals, he can make transitions like he showed today in the last 10 minutes of the game. He can defend, so it's a perfect captain for our team, and we need to help him to win titles because he deserves a lot.
I felt like Josh he had maybe his best game under you. I don't know if you agree, but in that number 10 role, that maybe seems to unleash a little bit of what he's been doing in terms of carrying the ball, even out of possession, he's pressing pretty hard. What your thoughts on performance were? I
think all the team play really well. I think the moments that we lost some of the control of the game was our fault, but I think we did a very complete exhibition. We defend quite well, sometimes 1 against 1 in the back. We try to play, we show some moments, and Josh was part of that. I think he's improving he's so more aggressive when he doesn't have the ball, so if he's improving without the ball, that can help Josh a lot with the ball, because he has the talent. In some plays, I think he can be more direct. He's so he has a lot of class touching the ball, but sometimes he needs to think more as a striker. I need to score no matter what. He doesn't need to be the most beautiful goal or control, but he's improving.
Congratulations, Ruben. Was that the best or the most complete performance your side has produced since you come in And given the injuries, the outside noise and everything, how impressed are you by the players' mentality?
I think I felt during the week that we show that we are ready for this kind of games. I think our exhibition against Arsenal was not beautiful, but helped a lot. That second half helped us a lot to believe. And then I felt that the team, even before the match, was full of confidence.
Manchester United ahead of the Europa League clash with Real Sociedad at Old Trafford on Thursday night. Mount has been absent since the Manchester derby in mid-December after suffering the latest setback in an injury-hit career at United since joining from Chelsea for €60 million in the summer of 2023. But after missing the last 19 games for Ruben Amorim's side, Mount was seen back training with his teammates at Carrington Wednesday morning as United prepared for the second leg against Sociedad. The teams are level at 1-1 in the last 16 tie following last week's first leg in San Sebastian. The 26-year-old is one of a number of United players who have been out of action, with Amad Diallo and Lisandro Martinez set to miss the rest of the season in Kobbie Mainoo, Harry Maguire, Manuel Ugarte, Lenny Yoro, Luke Shaw, Altay Bayender and Johnny Evans all on the sidelines recently. Speaking before last weekend's draw with Arsenal, Amorim predicted Mount's comeback as he said Kobbie can return. Maguire, we have to be careful. Manu will return. I think Luke Shaw and Mason Mount can return also. They are definitely going to return, especially Mason Mount. Here is an edifice to Sir Jim Ratcliffe's dreams and ambition for Man United, writes Chris Wheeler, but some fans will never be happy with the idea of bulldozing Old Trafford to the ground, thinking big or a circus big top. The gateway to an exciting future or an insult to the past. With a club the size of Manchester United, you are never going to please everyone. Not with a global fan base like theirs. As Sir Jim Ratcliffe chatted in front of an audience at the offices of Foster Partners on Tuesday, he recounted the story of being one of the first Westerners to cross the Mongolian border from the Gobi Desert after COVID. They didn't want to see our passports, just talk about Manchester United, he smiled. Some fans were never going to be happy at the prospect of bulldozing Old Trafford to the ground, preferring to see the place redeveloped. United aren't the first club to face accusations of heresy for leaving their spiritual home, albeit by a few meters. Manchester United unveiled plans to build a stunning new Old Trafford under a vast umbrella. The project has been spearheaded by minority owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos, who are in charge of football operations. Some will embrace change, particularly if it means a 25,000 increase in capacity, the kind of status and income that puts United back among the high rollers, and a roof capable of keeping the rain out. There will be others who would rather see the money invested in a team that currently languishes in 14th place in the Premier League table. But it has been clear for some time that a brand new stadium is Ratcliffe's preference, and his vision was displayed in all its glory in London on Tuesday. Talk of a €2 billion project seemed rather incongruous, coming just a day after he stared down the lens of a TV camera and predicted that United, one of the world's biggest clubs, could have gone bust by Christmas. It is hard to imagine he and the Glazer family watching their crown jewel disappear down the plug hole without lifting a finger, but maybe the doomsday prediction was designed with Tuesday's events in mind. But it has been clear for some time that a brand new stadium is Ratcliffe's preference, and his vision was displayed in all its glory in London on Tuesday. Talk of a €2 billion project seemed rather incongruous, coming just a day after he stared down the lens of a TV camera and predicted that United, one of the world's biggest clubs, could have gone bust by Christmas. It is hard to imagine he and the Glazer family watching their crown jewel disappear down the plug hole without lifting a finger, but maybe the doomsday prediction was designed with Tuesday's events in mind. It remains a conceptual design for now. Not the finished article. But Sir Jim is rather pleased, we were told, so it would be a surprise if the stadium that opens sometime around 2030 doesn't look remarkably like the designs we saw in London. What if the fans don't like it? There is still time for consultation, came the reply. Only there won't be. This is happening and always was. Get with it. The circus is coming to town.